Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is April if you're new here, and today we're doing my June wrap up. I read 8 books in June and a lot of them were really great, so let's just get right into it and I'll let you know how they went. The first book I read in June was Viciously Yours by Jamie Applegate Hunter. This one I gave 4 stars to. This was a story kind of told in letters for a huge part of it, and it's a novella. What's going on in this book is that there is a prince. He finds out the name of his mate when he's very young, when he's 13, and he also finds out that she's a human living in the human realm and he can't go to her. So the next best thing to build a relationship with her is to send her letters and presents. So this girl, who is on her own at an orphanage, starts getting these really strange letters in the mail at 13. And at first she just thinks somebody's playing a prank on her, and then the letters start getting more interesting, and also presents start showing up that are odd as well. And she doesn't quite understand what's happening, but she knows this person in the letters really likes her. At the age of 25, the prince finally is able to go claim his mate, and from there things get interesting. This was really cool. I really loved this book. It actually surprised me a lot because I didn't think I would like it as much, because I'm not usually one to like the letters portion, like a relationship told in letters. But these were so good, and they were actually really cool, following like the age of the characters and the voice of the characters at that age. So it was just a really interesting book. I really liked it. I definitely think you should try it out. Oh, also the prince, he's definitely a walking red flag. So just know this guy, you should probably not like anything he does, but I really do. And then I read Blood and Steel by Helen Scher. This one I gave 4 stars to again. This one was honestly probably more like a 3-star-ish, maybe, looking back at it, but I don't really change my ratings that often. I gave 4 stars to it when I ended it, and I really did like it. This book is about a woman in a man's society that they're not allowed to wield weapons, but she's always been training in secret since she was a young age. She wants to become a warrior basically, and she's given the opportunity to do that, and so she has to like learn to become one of these, I don't know, big warrior people or whatever. And it's her relationship with this other guy. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. This is the first book in the series, so I think it was good, but I'm not invested into it yet. You know, I'm not completely sucked into it yet. I know a lot of people, a lot of romantasy readers love the series, and I can definitely tell why they love it. To me it was kind of generic in a lot of ways, so I wasn't fully invested in it, but I can see the potential and I definitely want to continue on with the series. Oh yeah, this one also had a lot of monsters, and the monsters were my favorite part of this. So I really hope there's way more monsters in the next one. And then I read Caught Up by Navessa Allen. I, like everyone else, like most people I would say, loved Lights Out when that came out, so I was really excited to read this one. This one is quite different. This one is a 90-10er, okay? We have a 90% hot, 10% plot situation going on here. And I do enjoy those. I can honestly understand why some people wouldn't like this one over the first one, because the first one had this just exceptional charm going through it the entire time that just really draws you in. The audiobook is incredible, and this one, the audiobook is good too, but the characters aren't as charming as the other two. The other two are just a little like quirky and unhinged in a way. These two are a little bit more subdued. You have a girl who is a sex worker and then a guy who is in the mafia, and they're having a second chance romance with each other. They had a fling like years ago, and he's kind of secretly been pining for her all the time, and she's just kind of finding things out. Of course, there are things going on in the background, but not too much. I found the roommate situation a little strange because both of the roommates are sex workers, and then the third roommate is like their editor producer, which was such a strange dynamic, but I can like totally understand the friend dynamic of it because that's quite an intimate profession in a way. So I really liked how close they were and that they could just talk about this in a very platonic way. So that was cool. But the romance, I would say, is definitely more hot than emotional. And there's a lot of tension, but just nothing that really goes deep. You know what I mean? So this one, just if you read it, just know it's just like a fun time. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be like the first one. It's totally different. But I did like Nico. Is it Nico? Something like that. Nicholas? Nick? Isn't that what his name is? I can't even remember now. It's been a month. And then I finally read I Got Abducted by Aliens, and now I'm trapped in a rom-com by Kimberly Lemming, giving this 4 stars. Not my favorite of hers, but still up there. This was shenanigans galore. It was like completely unhinged the entire time, which I love. That's what I love about her writing. She is just making the jokes all the time. Super fun, super funny. This was an adventure. She's obviously, like it says, trapped in a rom-com. She gets pulled into a planet with a bunch of other dudes. 2 other dudes. This is a menage. And you know what? They're like thrown. It was almost kind of like a Hitchhiker's Guide situation to me. These people are being observed in a way. They're like being shot with a dart to see if they mate, you know, and how well they mate. So it's just like an interesting situation. And then every time there's animals there that talk, there's other things trying to kill them. You know, it's all over the place. It's crazy. But I loved it. And then I read Empire of Flame and Thorns. Loved this one. Gave it 5 stars. This one, it follows a fae girl who is a rebel, and she's just kind of like on the sidelines though. She wants to be more part of the rebellion, and in order to do that, she kind of has to prove herself by going through these fae trials that are deadly. In doing so, she'll kind of be given a wish, I guess. And however, there is a dragon shifter commander who has it out for her and undermines her at every step of the way. So within these trials, he's definitely trying to sabotage her for his own reasons. And I really loved everything about this. It was quite an adventure. There were monsters, there were trials, there were everything you could love in a romantasy. Definitely moving on with this series. Really loved it. I know the other books are out already, so I need to catch up on this one for sure. And then I had an ARC reading vlog where I read 3 new releases, one being Realm of Thieves. You can find out my full thoughts in that ARC reading vlog, but I ended up giving this one 4 stars. This one, again, probably more like a 3-star rounded up to a 4. But I still really enjoyed this one. I'm curious to see where the world goes in this one. She is a dragon egg thief. Dragon eggs give people magic, and so they have become they're illegal for one, but also very highly sought after. So she is this illegal dragon egg thief on one of her expeditions to find dragon eggs with her dog. She has the cutest dog. She has the cutest dog ever, okay? She runs into an enemy family prince kind of thing. Like, all these families are competing for these dragon eggs, kind of like the mafia, and he makes her an offer to join his family to work for him instead, and she is like, no, and he's like, well, okay, then I'm gonna kill you, and she's like, okay. And I just loved that about this character. She would not be captured, okay? She did not want to be captured. She was like, I'd rather stay with the enemy I know than the enemy I don't. And they have this budding relationship through the whole thing, but they argue back and forth. There is endo rep in here and also anxiety rep for the male character. He's very impulsive. So a lot of the criticism that I've seen is that the relationship moves really fast. He falls fast hard, and I think that's just part of his personality because of maybe his ADHD or whatever. He says he's very impulsive. He always leaps first without thinking. So I think that's just part of his personality, and if you don't like that kind of thing, you may not like this. But still, the world is really cool. The dragons are ferocious. Like, they're not cool dragons. They're not, I mean, they are cool dragons. They're not like friendly dragons. They definitely want to eat you. But it was still a really cool world. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Not my favorite Karina Halley, but still a really good one. And then one of my favorite books of the month, if not the year, A Kingdom of Shadow and Ash by J.F. Johns. This book is amazing and I need more people to try it out. I even said that in my ARC vlog. This book has no humans in it. It is very high fantasy, but it also has a really good romance in it as well. But you don't just get one romance, you get these budding romances with a lot of different characters because this is multi-POV. It's also a multi-storyline. Kind of think Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones type of story, intersecting storylines, but without all the super politics. Like they are, what you have here is a Wyverian woman. She's the one with the dragon horns. She looks like Maleficent. She is in an arranged marriage with a draconian prince, so a dragon prince. They are kind of natural enemies of each other, but they're trying to combine their kingdoms to be, once again, top of the pops or whatever. So the whole book kind of takes place over these couple week periods of them preparing for the wedding, having these other little ceremonies, getting other people from neighboring kingdoms to come to the wedding, and seeing what moves on from there. There's also a budding romance with the draconian prince's sister and the Wyverian prince's brother, and then there's other things happening along the way. There's also this brewing rebellion with a long lost kingdom with the witches. So there is so many things going on in this one. It is very complex, but it is also probably the coolest fucking book I've read all year, if not of years past as well. Like this is maybe going on one of my all-time favorite books. I really, really, really loved it. In ways it's kind of slow, but also as soon as you feel those slow parts, it kind of moves on to another POV and then you're intrigued again about what's going on with them. So anyways, it's a lot and I loved it. It's a lot and I loved it. Second book is coming out in September. Cannot wait to see where this goes. And then my last book of the month was Arcana Academy. This is by Elise Kova. I read this also in the ARC vlog, giving it 4 stars. This book has a really cool magic system involving tarot cards and tarot magic. You have a girl who is in prison for illegally printing tarot magic cards. She's not allowed to, that is a crime. And she is broken out of prison by a prince who wants to use her, skills to find a card called the World that could save the world. And then in doing so, he will protect her identity and not send her back to prison if she also gets fake engaged to him. So this whole thing is she also has to go to this magical tarot wielding school. And she's also the prince is also the headmaster of that school. So there's just a lot of academia feeling type of vibes here. The parts that were slow for me were the parts where you're in the classroom and I just didn't care about those, but everything else going on around this book was really, really good. Absolutely loved the tarot magic portion of this book. I thought it was super interesting, super new, super fresh, unique, all those type of things. This one is out this month. I can't remember the exact date, but it might be out already. It might not be. I definitely think you should pre-order this if you like books with really extensive and involved magic systems. So if you're more of a higher fantasy reader, although this one still has that romantasy vibe in it. This was just really good. Really liked it. So those are all the books that I read in June. A lot of good ones, even though I only read 8 books. I did read a lot of fantasy, so those are just slower in general. But man, I'm already having a roller coaster of a month with my July reads, so I cannot wait to tell you about those. But anyways, let me know what your favorite read of June was in the comments below. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!